Shalom, Apostle Harkman back at you with the truth, giving all praise to Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakah Kwadash. And I'm going to entitle this video, Mark of the Beast to be implemented by 2020. I was watching a video earlier that the Apostle Ramla put together dealing with an article with Elon Musk and Neuralink. So what I did was I put in Elon Musk Neuralink, and I got these three news companies. I mean, if I there's more than these three. Some were put up 5 hours ago, 9 hours ago, 10 hours ago. Okay, you got one put up 50 minutes ago, 57 minutes ago, 20 hours ago, 20 hours ago, or 21 hours ago. Anyway, what I did was I went, you know what I'm going to do? Let me just go to the first one. It said Elon Musk wants to, and by the way, we already know the scriptures. Revelation 13. As a matter of fact, I will read it real quick. Revelation 13. Now, we here at Great Millstone, we don't believe that this may be the chip. We don't know. We wait and see mode. We know that this right here, Revelation 13 chapter, from the 15th verse on down, is definitely the microchip technology. So I'll read it. It said Revelation 13 verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. A lot of jakes out there don't even know who the beast is. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as both speak, so the beast be able to speak. You got a lot of people out there that don't know what that, doesn't have no clue as to what that means. The beast, who is the beast? Number one, what does it mean that the beast is going to speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image? Now, what is the image of the beast? And it's not the picture of Cesare or Caesar Borgia. They're not going to go around with a picture. Ain't no Edomite going to go around wearing a suit and tie and bringing out behind his back a picture, an image of Caesar Borgia, and you have to bow down to it. That's not going to happen. It has nothing to do with the picture of Caesar Borgia or Cesare Borgia, which is that image of the so-called Jesus Christ. It says the image of the beast should be killed. So there's not going to be a scenario of a guy that's going to bring out an image of Caesar Borgia or Cesare Borgia and tell you, look, you got to bow down to it or I'll kill you on the spot. That's not going to happen. That's bullshit. Reading on, 16th verse. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. The word mark goes back to the word charagma, which goes back to the word karax. Matter of fact, let me go to it. We already know this. I don't even have to read the scripture. You in the know already know this. Charagma, a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead of the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, which the blue letter people got it half right. The mark is actually a small device about the size of a grain of rice that will be placed in your right hand or in your left hand or in your forehead, which is the interface of you receiving that mark in your brain. And we're going to go back into the article, and I'm going to pick out a particular word out of that article. Anyway, it says, or the mark stamped on the foreheads or the right hand as the badge of followers of Antichrist. There's no such thing as an Antichrist. The scriptures don't tell you about an Antichrist. A guy is going, and you got a lot of Christians, you got a lot of Israelites, you got a lot of wacky people that think they know the Bible. They're looking for an actual guy, and they're gonna say, "Oh, that's the Antichrist. He just popped out of that building. He just came out. He just came out of the number 2 train on 34th Street or whatever, wherever that train stops, and that's him. That's the Antichrist." You people are living in a fucking fairy tale fantasy world. It goes on to say the mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. So now let's go to the root of charagma, which is charax, G5482. Charax, a palisade or stake. A palisade or rampart pales between which earth, stone, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together. Stake, if you ever watch any of the, through the years, the Dracula movies, you know, there's 2 ways to kill him. You gotta, well, I think there's 2 ways. I think you shoot him with a silver bullet, and the other ways you gotta impale him with a stake. It's a piece of wood, like a dowel, that's been cut in a way to make it like a pointy at one end. And what they would do is they would take the stake, after they threw some garlic on his ass, and took the cross and put it on his forehead and burnt the cross on his forehead, you know, shot him with a silver bullet, and then when he's lying down on his back, belly up, then you take the stake or the charax, and then you nail it into his heart, and then he dies. You know, that's all in the realm of fantasy. And so the device that they use to put the chip in you is a needle, which has that pointy edge to it, and that puts the chip inside your hand. Now, the way to put it in your head, you have to have a brain surgeon to open up your skull in such a way to get to your brain, to put it in your brain. So they're not going to use that particular needle. I don't know the way they're going to do it, but they normally give you videos of someone getting it put in their right hand or in their left hand. Okay, so let's go back to this article here. It says Elon Musk wants to hook your brain directly up to computers starting next year, which is 2020. So what I did was I went to the actual article, and if I read all the articles, you know, this would be a long video. I don't have to make this long. A lot of these videos that we're putting up now are quick hits. We go straight to the point, and we give you the information. Then we will give you a scripture, maybe one or two scriptures, maybe a handful of scriptures as the Spirit leads us. But we already know the scriptures on the mark of the beast. Actually, let me go back to let me bring this back to Revelation 13. And I don't know what you other camps are waiting for, man. Great Millstone has a 100% truth. You better hop on this train or you're going to get run over. Anyway, it says in the 16th verse, which we read, I don't know how many thousands of times, Revelation 13 verse 16. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, charagma, which goes back to the root word charax, which means a palisade or a stake. Like you put a stake in the heart of Dracula to kill him, in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now it says in Revelation the 20th chapter, it doesn't say right or left hand, it says in thy hand. Now in Europe they drive cars. The driver's seat is on the right hand side, and here in the States it's on the left hand side, the driver's seat. So, and I guess that's why they would put it in your left hand. I guess you use your left hand more over there in Europe. But if you notice, you got these Europeans that they'll get an actual chip, and they openly do it. They don't have no problem with it. Why? Because they don't know the scriptures. Why? Because they're not Israelites. It says, 17th verse, and that no man, and that word literally means man or woman, might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, the stake, the chip, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So this is a system set up by the beast. And like I said, you got people out there that don't even know, they can't even identify who the beast is. They'll say it's the Antichrist or the anti-type inside joke. Anyway, let's go back to the article. It says, Elon Musk wants to hook your brain directly up to computers starting next year, which is 2020. Now, I don't know if they're going to actually succeed in doing it. It could be, and hopefully that this thing really gets pushed the end of 2019, the beginning of 2020 into the middle of 2020 into the end of 2020. You know, we're hoping and praying that everything moves quickly, because as soon as the chip is implemented to the majority of the world, then the end shall come. Then everything's gonna move quick. It's not gonna be. I don't see it being a thing where the 98% of the people gonna get the chip, and this system gonna go another 10 years. I don't see that happening. I see that once they fully implement that chip, I see that this thing is gonna move so fast. It's gonna be months. It might be 3 months. It might be 6 months. That's the long haul, you know. 6 months. I see everything moving quick, and everything speeding up, and the Most High speeding this thing up. And by the way, this is the Most High's technology. The mark is the Most High's technology. Who gave this technology to the so-called white man, the Edomites? The Most High, to fulfill prophecy. It said the Tesla and SpaceX founder announced a goal implanting chips into human brains as early as next year to create direct human connection to computers. It goes on to say, Elon Musk, the futurist billionaire behind SpaceX and Tesla, outlined his plan to connect humans' brains directly to computers on Tuesday night, describing a campaign to create symbiosis with artificial intelligence, merging man and machine. He said the first prototype could be implanted in a person by the end of next year, 2020. So I looked up the word symbiosis. Let me read that again. It says his plan to connect human brains directly to computers on Tuesday night, describing a campaign to create symbiosis with artificial intelligence. So now let's look up the word symbiosis. Got to look up your words. Symbiosis.
Symbiosis.
Symbiosis. Which means interaction between two different organisms living in close physical association, typically to the advantage of both. So this is the merging of man and machine, creating androids that actually live, breathe, and eat, and can do what an android does. A mutually beneficial relationship between different people or groups. In this case, it's talking about putting technology into you. So you're going to be part AI, artificial intelligence. So let's go back. It says he said the first prototype could be implanted in a person by the end of next year. Arriving at the goal will take a long time, Musk said in a presentation at the California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco. Well, it won't take a long time if the Most High is behind it. Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. This is the Most High's technology. These are the Most High's prophecies. So the Most High, I see the Most High pushing this thing. And Esau can't say, "Well, we're not going to do it," because this is fulfilling the prophecy of the Most High. Just like give you an example, Alexander was chosen by the Most High to take down the Medo-Persian Empire, and when he saw the priest, I believe his name was Jada, which was like a funny way of saying Judah. He was one of the high priests that encountered Alexander when he was taking down the so-called dark nations, and he bowed down to this high priest, and the priests that were among them, they were wearing long white robes. They wasn't wearing t-shirts with fringes on it, and he bowed down to him and gave him gifts. And they didn't understand why this was happening. And he said, "This is the man I saw in my dream." He said he saw that the high priest and those other priests around him. I mean, you can actually go to the account in the book of the Josephus, and it actually tells you the account. And I believe it was the priest that opened up the book of Daniel and showed him in the book of Daniel who he was. Like he probably went to, and I got to go back to it, but it said in the book of Daniel. So anytime you read about Alexander in Daniel the 7th chapter, when you read about the Babylonians being taken down by the Medo-Persian Empire, and then the Greeks taking down the Medo-Persian Empire. He probably showed him that. Well, I got to go back to see exactly what verses he showed him, but he had to have showed him Daniel the 8th chapter. So the reason why Alexander did what he was supposed to do, because he was set up. So I just gave you an example of man's goings of the Lord, even Esau. Hey, look, Donald J. Trump was put up there by the Most High, and he'll most likely be the man that leads America to the war of Armageddon, and we hope so. He's the right guy for the job, Donald J. Trump. Anyway, it says arriving at the goal will take a long time, Musk said in a presentation at the California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco. Nothing that's securing federal approval, because that's part of the beast, for implanted neural devices is difficult. And now that goes into a whole thing of whether, because people's not going to want to take it. There's going to be Edomites out there that's going to say, I'm not taking the chip because it's the mark of the beast. You got a lot of Bible Belt Edomites, the Midwest, down south. You got a lot of Edomites because Edomites, look, there's a lot of Edomites that know a lot more than you simple-minded bird-brained Negroes. Anyway, it says nothing that's securing federal approval, because anything they do, they have to get the approval from the government. For implanted neural devices is difficult, but testing on animals is already underway, and a monkey has been able to control a computer with his brain, he said. It says Musk founded Neuralink. You can look up Neuralink and get more articles on Neuralink. Neuralink Corp. In July of 2016 to create ultra-high bandwidth brain-machine interfaces to connect humans and computers. That's the next big, the next quantum leap. Look that up. It said the company said in 2017 that its initial goal was to devise brain interfaces to alleviate the symptoms of chronic medical conditions. They're going to use it in the name of, if you're suffering from MS or Alzheimer's disease, or you're blind or you can't hear, and they're gonna put that device in these people, and people will say, well, I'm able to, I don't shake anymore, or I can see now, I can hear. I'm no longer in a coma, Anyway, that's all I'm going to read on that. Like I said, I wasn't going to make this long. And I'll leave the link of this in the description box. Also, what I'll do is you'll see the other articles. If you put in, like I said, all you got to do is put in go to Google, put in Elon Musk Neuralink, and that should, click on that, or Elon Musk Neuralink, the mark of the beast, however you want to put it in. But if you put in Elon Musk Neuralink, you'll get this article. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to leave this article in the description box. And with that, I'm going to say shalom. It's on to the next one. Like I said, we're doing these videos straight and to the point. So, this nonsense of 5-hour videos, ain't nobody got the attention span for that. We do these little 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute videos, man. Anyway, with that, it's on to the next one. Shalom. And the mark of the beast is right around the corner, and the whole world will see the manifestation of the mark of the beast, which is the microchip technology. Shalom.